Anyway, welcome to episode 2 of the Restored Geeks Podcast. My name is Tristan.
I'm Jenny.
I'm Joseph.
Yes, sir. And we're going to start off with the movie. No, why am I messing up? Gaming stuff. So, what games have y'all been playing? What in the world of getting sick on this here podcast?
He's doing gonna get sick. It's us two because our freaking dad has COVID.
Yeah, hopefully we don't. But anyway, what have y'all been playing?
The others.
Been playing some Fortnite.
Nice.
Been playing some Marvel Rivals. Played some Forager.
Say it. Go on.
I actually have not played any Destiny.
That's not this plays with me. So yeah, because we did the dungeon on Tuesday.
Gonna act like a critic to Dedra. Say it.
Well, I didn't play as much.
We did the dungeon, and I thought you wanted to do more, and then I was like, okay, well, we can do some more dungeon because I want to grind some of the stuff before we can get off. You're like, I'm getting off.
I don't know, for some reason, I was just like, I don't know why I feel
okay with that because I got right back on the game. I've been playing all week.
You were like, you get what I'm saying? You're like critic to Dedra in that one scene where he's like, say the name.
Yeah, it's worse than that scene though.
Bruh.
He had her by the throat.
But true, yes.
Say it anyway.
Yes.
I really have only been playing 2 games, and that's a little bit of Elden Ring, but I've spent most of my time just playing Terraria.
Terraria, nice.
Yeah.
What are you playing in Elder? What'd you do in Elder? Did you finally get the sword or magma blade?
No, I gave up.
Good.
So I've been doing a whole bunch of stuff. I killed Moog the Omen.
Yeah.
And then I did the most infuriating thing to ever come out of a Souls game, and that was platform my way down to the 3 fingers. I don't even think Tristan knows where that is because I bet he didn't know you could smack the wall behind Moog the Omen and it would disappear.
Really?
Yes.
Huh.
Down there is how you get the Frenzied Flame ending. The 3 frenzied fingers are down there at the bottom.
Yeah.
So
I don't even think I've ever beaten a Moog the Omen down in the...
that's what I wanted to do because I'm trying to platinum. I only got a couple more trophies left.
Yeah. Cool.
But, and then, yeah, I've been playing a lot of Terraria. I did play a little bit of Warfare.
Yeah.
To check out the new Prime, but that was about it.
Nice. I have only played blocks because I've been busy this week from working overtime and all that. But
what? You didn't take a day off? Yeah, you did.
What day did I take off? I took last Friday
You
off.
just wanted overtime?
No, there were days I had to help people with stuff
Oh, okay.
at work, but
He's one of those people.
well, I mean, I'm maintenance, so I have when something goes down, like for instance, there was a
Him being needed, reliable.
well, I mean, there's a time where one of the machines had an overflow in one of their hydraulic tanks, and we had to clean it up, and it was right at the end of the shift.
Well, that's one of the that's the reason I'm not playing very many games too. I'm working 40 now, so
Yeah, that's fine.
I've actually been working. So
Oh, you've actually been you actually? Well, I'm joking. No, I'm joking. Anyway, but did you all know? Y'all might have already talked about this.
New season.
Well, there's a zombie map called Shadowville.
Sure, yeah. I already talked about it.
You already did? Okay, I didn't know. I didn't know about it.
The new zombie map and new season starts. So this is what's making me mad about next week because this has happened 3 times this year already, where everything keeps falling on the same day. But the 30th of this month, we're getting friggin' Elden Ring Night Rain. We're getting the next zombie map apparently for Blobs, and we're getting Ultron in
Marvel Rivals.
Oh, nice.
And we're entering the last week of the Fortnite season where you get like the double XP stuff.
Yeah.
Nice.
Everything is happening on the same day.
Yeah. Now, when it comes to my gaming, I'm putting myself on a schedule now where,
focus on Expedition.
yes, I'm focusing on I'm going to definitely finish that because that game is fantastic and I want to support that.
Are you going to do any of the side content?
I have no idea, but anyway, what I'm doing is like Monday through Friday. It's going to all be working and then editing and stuff like that. And then I'm gonna like actually carve out like Saturdays to be like I wake like to actually like put in hours of like gaming, if you get what I'm saying on that. So I can actually like get through a game and all that. Instead of trying to balance everything like on every single throughout the week, every single day, if you get it, do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But actually like allot time to different things, because the way it's going, I can't finish anything when it comes to gaming. So, but yeah, is that it for?
But I also forgot that I did finish Doom Dark Ages.
Oh, you finished it. Nice. I might get to that whenever I beat Expedition 33, but that's the game I want to finish. So.
Fully 100%ed it.
No, oh, did you for real?
Mm.
Nice, awesome.
Yeah, they don't have a trophy like the other ones where you have to play Nightmare or anything like that. It's just
they just been pansy.
I don't think I'm you, boy. I have.
Now, how are you gonna sit over there and make fun of me for dying, but then you won't even touch it?
Yeah, because I'm definitely going to. Yes, suck.
Yeah, what'd you all say about that Shattered Veil? It was that mansion map. I thought it was all right, but
It was better than the previous one.
yeah.
The excavation map was awful.
Yeah,
Yes.
that was.
Yeah.
I didn't even get to play any because I would need to re-download Black Ops if I don't know.
I am not. I can't read down. I may download it on my PC, but at this point, I'm so mad that every two weeks, freaking Actor just shows up and it's like, it's time for me to take 30 more gigs from your hard drive.
Yeah.
Exactly. So that's why I was like, I don't even want to try downloading it even on my PC.
Yeah. Well, I guess we'll get into the gaming news then.
I have them all.
Well,
I have them all.
yeah, you do have them all. So, yeah, far away. Really, right in front of my chop suey.
Yes, but we're going to go back to my previous question.
Right in front of my chop suey.
I was only asking about the side content because there is a small, finished thing in the story that only comes up with the side content.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. I mean, if the story turns out to be as good as it's already showing itself to be, yeah, I can do that. Or I will do it.
But
Go support that game. It's great. It's from a small studio that actually has passion.
don't support it. It's adding to the unprofessionalism of gaming.
That's heresy. But
Should eat the corporate slop because it's professional.
we should pour you to the emperor for your heresy.
Oh my god. Okay, we'll get to that in biblical analysis because the freaking engines that are just standing for Palpatine.
I was talking about Warhammer, but okay.
Oh.
Wow.
So, Xbox dropped a bombshell
Mm-hmm.
as leaks came out,
Yeah.
and it will reportedly soon have Steam as its primary storefront.
So no reason to get an Xbox.
The Xbox console will have Steam as their primary storefront.
Yeah.
Which technically that would be kind of better than it at PC because you have a big PC.
Okay, yeah, I guess so. Because
It'll still be cheaper than the PC, and this may be a problem for Sony
yeah,
because Steam is by far the best storefront out there.
Yeah.
yeah, because
And
yeah, it'll probably run better on Xbox too.
the other thing that's been going around is that this is basically a loophole for Microsoft on Xbox to give Sony the middle finger and say, we got your exclusives.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Because they said, we're only adding them to PC on Steam. Screw you, Xbox. And Xbox like, that's cool. Hey, Steam, you want to join our console? Oh, Gabe Newell, when he heard money, he opened his eyes for the first time.
for the first time.
Years. But yeah,
Well,
will I probably buy a Xbox? Probably not.
no,
Because I've already got a PC that I can do any Steam only games, and then
Well-
I had a PlayStation for anything that's console based.
yeah, yep.
This one makes me mad.
Randy Pitchford.
So Borderlands 4 will reportedly cost $80 to $100.
Nice. Everybody's trying to go their GTA 6 way.
So when people complained, as they do,
Mhm.
like I complained about it because games should not be above 50 in my opinion.
Yeah.
Because after millions of sales and all of that, if you would lower your stupid marketing campaigns, like I've said to multiple times, stop announcing games years before they're coming out,
Yeah.
and stop trying to spend so much money on marketing them beforehand, you would save a buttload of money
Yeah.
and would not be in this situation.
Exactly.
You post one trailer and then bring the game out. People are going to buy it instantly.
Mhm.
And then you also have things like where the gaming companies say, well, we spend so much on these games, but the budgets on these games are so high, while you see like one or two people in the company, CEO and someone else, getting billions
Yeah.
when they should not be making.
Randy Pitchford.
Oh. But, of course, people complained, and then Randy Pitchford came out and decided to shoot Borderlands 4 in the foot
Of course.
before it even released by saying, true Borderlands fans will find a way to pay somehow.
Oh my gosh. True gamers are ready for
So
$100 games.
me, who played Borderlands 1, 2, pre-sequel, Tales from the Borderlands, Borderlands 3, all of it, and I have hundreds of hours in each of them.
The worst gaming franchise ever.
I have hundreds of hours in each of them, and I don't want to pay $80 for this. So
Yeah.
I'm not a real Borderlands fan.
Mhm.
This is gaslighting to the max.
Yeah, exactly.
Heck, even though I'm not that big of it like you are, I still loved all the Borderlands games. I don't even
You
want
did
to.
play one. You did play one because I remember we
I can't
played
get-
one because we had the curse of the floating Frankenstein, who he basically became God in the sky watching us.
I swear it was because of my laptop. I swear it was because.
So you played on a crappy laptop that was so bad that the snow in Borderlands 2 were lines.
Bruh. I can't get into one. It gets tedious to me after a while.
All supposed to be like that. They're grinding games.
But well, I mean, I've seen people play 2, and 2 looks a little bit more
Well, one you gotta remember one
interesting.
came out on the floppy disk. I'm joking, it was not that old.
But it was 360.
100%.
Was it 360 that it
I
came?
think it originally did release on PC in disc form
Yeah.
back then. Yeah,
It wasn't that long ago.
Yeah.
it was 2009.
Yeah. 2009 was 360 area.
Yeah.
And PS3. And Wii. But you can't play it on a Wii. Can you play it on a Switch?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they have it on Switch.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. That's yes.
No, I do think it originally released, if I'm not mistaken, it released on PC first. And it was because they didn't think the Xbox could handle a game so big or something like that.
Yeah.
Maybe time. But anyway,
Even though it has GTA 5 on.
I watched a video on the history of Borderlands and they said something about that, but
Randy Pitchford in his magic shows.
just
Don't look that up. Don't look
please
that
don't look that up.
up.
But no, this annoys me
Yes.
because these companies are straight up lying. The companies do not have massive budgets for these games. These games don't cost that much to make. What does cost so much is the paychecks of the higher ups and marketing.
Yeah, marketing takes a huge chunk. That they put it takes a lot of money to put your game first and foremost plastered on Steam and Xbox Marketplace and Sony and all that.
Like Elder Scrolls Oblivion probably made bank without them even marketing it once.
Yeah. Nobody knew that was out.
Well, and people did.
Well,
People data mined it, stuff like that. And then, of course, you had people going, nah, it's fake. But then it just shadow dropped.
yeah, exactly.
I mean, also kind of like Hi-Fi Rush. It was just came out there.
That was a sleeper hit.
And it made some.
Yeah, and then they dissolved the studio. So let's not talk about that either. Yeah.
But that game at least exists, and we can at least support it. So.
I love that game. It's one of my favorite games.
Marathon, everyone's favorite punching bag.
Bleh.
So apparently, I'm saying apparently again.
Escape from Tarkov ripoff.
Yes. Apparently, Sony has pulled all of Marathon's marketing and all of its marketing plans going forward. Which means
because of its backlash.
We're very likely in the next couple of days to see a Marathon delayed indefinitely. Tag. Right now, people are speculating that Marathon may be canceled.
Bruh.
By Sony, because Sony now owns Bungie.
Mm-hmm.
I'm okay with that.
Yep.
Bungie should have focused on Destiny. If you're going to make a live service game, you need to do good with it and focus it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Splitting yourself amidst friggin' layoffs and all of that was stupid. But we'll see over the next couple of days. Also, I hate Marathon.
Yeah.
I don't know. Why would I
don't even care about it.
Why would I play Marathon if Escape from Tarkov exists?
True.
Because pretty colors, no. They look butt ugly.
Purple, green, and white?
And then our last gaming news.
Yes.
We were actually sitting in the one restaurant. I'm joking.
Steak.
Why did you say that?
Well.
Yeah, we're sitting Steak and Shake. And I have
fine dining right there.
I happened to just be scrolling on YouTube and found this. Apparently, Rockstar has removed anything to do with like DEI that was tied to GTA 6.
Is that real, or are they saying this?
Like DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion.
I honestly hope they did, because I hate to say, you know how the gaming community is going to be about that. If they
don't matter, they needed to remove it anyway. I'm so sick of it.
Mm-hmm.
So many bad memes about that. Me and my Ford Mustang during the Pride Parade in GTA 6.
Okay,
no.
I'm sorry, but people are crazy.
No, if they put a Pride Parade in GTA 6, you know there's gonna. Oh yes, yeah. They are shooting themselves in the foot with it.
And then we'll see all over the news that GTA causes violence.
GTA causes violence against trans and the LGBT and all that, and it'll be a horrible mess.
Exactly. Yes.
And this is alleged still.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say it's alleged.
Now, are they doing this like I forgot what other game also said they were taking this out, but a lot of people were speculating they were only it was Disney. Disney said they were getting rid of their DEI thing, and a lot of people speculated they were only doing that to get people to shut up, and then they would throw it right back in as soon as they shut.
I don't know. We'll have to wait and see when the game comes out.
Yeah.
I don't really care as long as it's not shoved down my throat.
Yeah. I mean, we're
and if you put anything that resembles like a Pride Parade or even protesters, good luck.
Yeah. Yeah, you'll shoot yourself in the foot.
See, if you add all that, and you add like tons of other stuff.
Yeah. Like when you add that to the game, make sure you add the the oppressor.
Make sure you
I totally didn't take a sip because I couldn't think of it. Stall for time.
You make sure you add the
I needed to stall for time. Now, if you're going to add I need to quit because now I sound like a freaking terrorist.
Yes.
Because I was saying you add the crowd and then you add the oppressor mark too.
Bro, okay, stop.
Yeah. I don't even think you know what the oppressor is, but
I don't either.
I don't.
Was that in GTA 5?
Flying motorcycle with rock.
Oh, okay, yeah. I don't remember what it was called.
Recently, like only a few months ago, removed it from GTA Online because people were mad about it.
No, my oppressor.
Yeah, well, they just kept adding stupid stuff. Like you could pay like $100 million and just orbital lasers somebody.
Yeah. I just remember when that glitch was out before the casino. I just kept on taking all of the things. That's how I got my oppressor.
Oh, you're talking about the one where if you unhook your internet when you spin it, you will always get the jackpot.
You always get the car.
And then you hook back up your internet and you get to keep it.
Yep.
Yeah, I did that too a lot.
My garage is just full of cars from the casino.
Bruh. But GTA's of the devil. Y'all shouldn't be playing that.
No. I do look forward.
Well, maybe you just moved on from this.
I do look forward to GTA 6 because every one of Rockstar games has been pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I of course, I will probably talk about there being stuff in it that I'm not going to enjoy. I will engage with.
Yeah, exactly.
But I
yeah.
can still play the game.
Yeah, and back to the, like, DEI thing. Like, we're Christians here. A lot of the stuff in that movement, we can't, get behind.
Yeah.
Because of our biblical ethics. However, if that stuff is made by non-Christians, it is in that, the thing that we look for is there more to it, and is there more to the characters than just that thing?
Yes.
So, yeah. And there's actually a show we're about to talk about that has a character like that in it.
Yeah, but it's so subtle I didn't even notice it until you pointed it out. But,
Yeah, see, that's the thing. It's like you get added a gay character or something in it, and it still be good because it's not shoved down your throat.
If there's more to their character.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And they're not just, they're not a caricature. They're not a gay caricature. Like,
are you gay? Yeah, I'm gay.
Just
Ellie's gay, by the way.
just like Spider-Man 2, just like Spider-Man 2. My boyfriend loves you, Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Or you have to help that one dude.
Or that meme.
Help me, Spider-Man. I'm going to die.
Or that meme where Catwoman.
Oh,
That's not Catwoman.
The guy who was playing Spider-Man 2.
Yeah.
And he was chasing down
It's not Catwoman. That's
what's her name? The
Black
Cat. Yeah.
something like what's her name?
yes.
But he's chasing her down and all that, and then she's like, "I need to get to Paris. My girlfriend's waiting," and he just immediately uninstalls the game.
Yeah. But yeah. Is that all the gaming news? Black Cat? It's, yeah. No. Anyway, is that all the gaming? Huh?
Yes. No.
Yes, no? Yes, no? No, yes? Maybe? Don't know. It's ambiguous.
It is all the game. It is ambiguous. Are there more game news? It's Schrodinger's game news.
Is it Pepsi? Is it Coke? We don't know.
I'm trying to remember her actual name, and I was recording her name, Felicia.
Anyway, movies. Have y'all watched a movie?
Can we not?
No.
We're not going that route. I watched Star Wars Episode 1, 2, and 3.
Really? Oh, God bless you. God bless you. You had to suffer through that dialogue?
That's me listening to Anakin talk about sand for the 8 millionth time.
I hate sand.
It's,
He was insufferable in episode 1 as a kid.
What did you do? I killed them. I killed them all. The women, the children. All Anakin, your freaking dialogue is the real evil here.
Yes.
Like, Obi-Wan's dialogue is fine. Palpatine's dialogue is fine. Anakin's dialogue is horrendous.
Yeah, I don't know why Anakin's dialogue is bad. Throughout all three of them.
Quite a bit of
I love democracy.
okay. Padme, quite a bit of her dialogue bad.
Yeah.
Anyway, he said no.
What? You haven't watched?
I haven't watched any movies.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wanted to watch Rogue One. I do want to watch Rogue One.
Well, that's why I said I'm watching chronological order. Star Wars 1, 2, 3, all of Andor.
Yeah.
Rogue One.
Yeah.
Then 4, 5, and 6.
But
And then that's where it ends. There's nothing else after.
No. Nothing is after 6. Nothing. Not a daggone thing. Yeah. I watched a movie called Fountain of Youth. It is it's interesting. It's a movie that's like, have y'all watched National Treasure?
Is that where
Nicolas Cage.
Cage steals the Independence
Yes.
Declaration?
Something like that, yes. It's kind of like that. It's got Natalie Portman in it. I forgot what the other big actor's name is.
Padme?
Yeah, it's got Padme in it. Except she's older now. Yeah.
Yeah, you're not hot.
Shut up. Anyway, but it's
Grow. really think about it, she's like 20 in the first Star Wars.
Yeah.
Just enjoying that child Anakin.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, we got multiple layers of stupidity happening.
Yes.
John,
I don't know how to say his last name.
John Crash.
that's the ain't that the dude that played Mr. Fantastic?
Yes,
Yes.
yes, that's Mr. Fantastic. Yeah, that's who that is. So it has him in it. Yeah, they go and they try to find the Fountain of Youth. I'm not going to spoil it, but it has really interesting camera shots and styles, weird kind of like very creative styles that it uses throughout the movie. And the acting is great. The thing about it is that the writing is not good. It would make Matt Stone and Trey Parker pissed if they watched this. Because things just happen in the plot. It just kind of goes by, and this happens, and then this happens, and then this happens. There's not really like a cause and effect that goes on within it.
Swear to quote South Park again.
What?
Refuse to take writing advice.
Hey, listen, that's some of the best writing advice out there. But there's not really like a cause and effect. Stuff just happens, and it just goes and goes. And so by the time it gets to the end, they get to the Fountain of Youth, I just did not care. I kind of just checked out.
Yeah.
But there is like some entertainment to find with the funny dialogue with any kind of quippy dialogue that isn't like horrible, but it's all right. I give it a solid movie of all time. Yeah. So, yes. Y'all already went, didn't you?
Yeah, we said we didn't
Okay.
watch anything.
Well, movie news, before you get to yours,
You
just
said you didn't watch any of that.
what?
I watched Star Wars Episode 1, 2, and 3. Get your facts straight.
Oh yeah.
He suffered.
I mean,
those.
that's a thing that the always.
But you have you have that new Lilo and Stitch thing out. So
It's bad. Okay.
yeah, well, I mean, it's doing good with like user reviews, but some people are saying it like retcons some stuff from the original story. I don't know. Like some people like it, some people don't. So I guess it's.
I mean, yeah. Whenever you get rid of the big old dude that's chasing down Stitch,
Wait, they got rid of him?
yeah,
What?
because CGI would have been too expensive.
That's a cop out.
That's a cop out.
Exactly. It was something to do with CGI, but I'm pretty sure it was going to be expensive. I was like, "You're Disney."
Yes.
That's all I have to say.
What's funny is I have no idea what you guys are talking about.
Oh yeah, he didn't know Leo Stitch.
You haven't watched it?
No.
What's the big?
I was a big Dragon Tales and Land Before Time.
Yes. You haven't seen the Iron Giant or none of that. We need to.
He needs to watch.
To be cultured, I guess.
Yes.
He needs to watch a lot of Disney movies.
Yes.
No, I'm not watching any of those movies without somebody else. Like you're watching Brent Terabanthy if you want me to watch it.
This dude,
Yeah, that dude. Yeah,
he's not.
they could have CGI'd him.
Yeah, that's not gonna cost us.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I guess it depends on like if you like the direction it goes or not.
But
So,
also stop with live action.
yes,
yeah.
please stop live
I mean-
actions. Just let the classics be classics. Like
Mhm.
remaster them in 4K and put them in
There.
theaters. We will go watch them.
I mean,
Please give me a 4K remaster, complete director's cuts. Director's cut with 3 extra hours of live commentary of the director just eating chili
Oh, for what?
for Lord of the Rings.
Oh,
And
Jesus.
then put it in theaters. I will take the whole day off and I will sit in that theater for all 3 showings.
Just shows what's his name, Peter Jackson. That's who it is. Just sitting there eating chili while he's what way? Yes.
There's an episode of American Dad that makes fun of those type of people where American Dad literally buys a record from somebody that the record was made from the guy who was like hiding in the musician's house,
Yeah.
just recording noises.
Bruh.
but I was gonna also say they definitely didn't want to do CGI in this movie because Jabba and Pleakley, the other dudes are choosing Stitch.
Yeah.
They're only really humans.
Yeah, Jabba the Hutt.
Does he have this?
How you say it? Jumba.
Jamba, yeah, Jamba.
Jumba. But they're only really humans, and you only see them in their alien forms like a few times. I'm pretty sure.
Bruh.
So it's like, they definitely did.
When it becomes a bit white guy, doesn't
I thought you said
No. They're. I think they're both white. I think.
no. Even Cass Vanderbilt had him turn into a big black guy.
No, that's the CIA dude that's trying to take Lilo away from him.
I thought you said that in the show they never actually turned human. They have like terrible disguise.
They have terrible disguises. Yes,
Yeah.
they just have terrible disguises.
Painfully obvious
Like-
to them.
Oh wait, let me see if I can find.
Anyway, we are way off.
we are way off.
See,
Well, no, we're talking about Lilo and Stitch. Not really, but
kind of like that.
yeah. Yeah, fantastic disguise.
From time.
Yeah. But,
Why was he wearing Wagmire's deity shirt?
Giga, yes.
because they're from Hawaii. It's a Hawaiian shirt.
Oh, yeah.
He is the
Well, I mean, you have that, and then you have the Mission Impossible Final Reckoning. Apparently, it's like the final movie in that. I've never really cared about those movies, so
And Tom Cruise just wanted to do a bunch of stunts in this.
yeah. Well, I know that.
Hate escape tiny Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. What?
Agree with that.
indeed.
What did I say? What did I just agree to?
Can't get away.
He can't escape tiny Tom Cruise.
No. I don't know what that is. Is that South Park?
Family Guy.
Family Guy. Okay. Oh wait, is that anyway? He's buff and he's
He's like buff, but like 2 feet tall.
Yeah.
He's chasing Stewie.
yeah. I know what you're talking about now. But yeah, that's it. That's apparently out now. Yeah.
What's your horrible news that brings further closer the end times?
The end times is coming.
So we all loved the movie Zootopia, right?
I actually never seen it.
We all loved that movie. I thought it was decent. I ain't gonna lie, it was
I've
decent.
seen too much on the internet that I don't want to watch it.
We finally getting Zootopia 2.
My funny, yes.
That's why I said that it brings forth closer to the end times.
I'm guessing hard funny.
It will be a dark day.
It'll be a dark
The
day.
internet.
Is that where you saw that?
I'm pretty sure it comes out November 26th, I think is what they said. But I was just going to my YouTube on my PlayStation and has YouTube recommendations. It just showed down. I was like, ain't no way it's actually becoming a thing.
Yeah.
Fart. Next.
It just made me laugh.
The only menus.
Yeah.
No, it only made you laugh because you're like, oh, Zootopia 2. And I went, no.
Yes.
Just because of all the memes and stuff that are going to come out, it's going to be fantastic.
Yes.
Eh.
TV. Now we got TV shows. What have y'all been watching? Y'all been watching any TV shows?
I've been watching a lot of anime.
Oh boy, name them off.
All right, I got
My little sister can't be this cute.
100%.
Yeah.
We keep on making that.
What?
Did you just ask that much?
What?
That's going to be in the recording now.
Nice. Yes.
Did you really just ask me if I've been watching TV shows?
No. Yeah.
So I've watched 3 animes.
Oh, nice. You weave. What is wrong with you? Go touch the grass, bro.
And 2 of them got some long names.
Take a shower and touch grass.
No.
Now, do they have... Okay. Continue.
Okay. The first anime I watched is called The Aristocrats' Otherworldly Adventure, Serving Gods Who Go Too Far.
Just
what happens?
yeah, just make the synopsis your title.
And the second one that I watched is I Don't Want to Get Hurt, so I'll max out my defense.
All right. Mm-hmm.
Okay, then I don't need to watch anymore. Now he maxes his defense.
Her. Anyways,
Um,
and then the third one I watched, it was Skeleton Knight in Another World.
Now that's a title.
That's just weird. What the
Yes.
The last
end up in the world of Castlevania and have to deal with death.
no, they gotta deal with people that are enslaving elves.
What?
Oh, okay.
These are weird.
Japanese are.
They can get creative with
But-
stuff.
But what I'm also excited about is
They
that
have decent plots that go beyond the plot.
Yeah, are you watching it for the plot?
The plot.
for the
plot.
plot. The skeleton one, it got some plot. I maxed out.
Quit watching Overlord.
I maxed out my defense. Is actually not really plot related.
Yeah.
And Aristocrat one, pretty much same. It's not that plot
That's why I
related.
like. It's why I liked Solo Leveling because
Yeah.
there was none of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, my favorite anime of all time is Code Geass, and it's got plot in it. It's got parts where if you pause, people will be like, "What are you watching?" But
I had fun users stay winning when watching anime.
yeah,
Yeah, but also the Skeleton Knight one and the I maxed out my defense. I'm guessing they said there's going to be new seasons for those coming out this year or maybe next year. So I'm excited for that.
now if Lord of the Rings is one of these animes, what would it be titled? Frodo goes on an adventure, finds with the ring.
Bilbo has his last party and leaves for an adventure, leaving the Ring of Power to Frodo, who must take it
To Mount Doom.
He must take it through Middle Earth to Mount Doom to kill the Dark Lord Sauron. He flips over Middle Earth. He uses his dark powers of blocking out the sunlight and attacking Minas Ithil.
Did you just spoil Lord of the Rings? You?
Yeah, if you heard that and you've never seen Lord of the Rings, I don't know if you need to watch it.
Actually, no, go watch it.
No,
Go,
watch.
go. Those are some of the greatest movies of all time.
Do not touch Rings of Power.
No, the Wings of Power does not
Rings of
exist.
Power is not Lord of the Rings. Rings of Power is a cancer that needs to be cut off.
Yeah.
I swear, these anime names. This is like My Hero Academia. That's a name,
Yeah.
but then you got the names. This is like I'm an aristocrat and I got godly powers and I help people with those godly powers. I'm like, what?
As a spider or blob or slime or something.
I was
I was trying
Yeah.
to go further than that, but
Yeah.
so I'm a spider.
there's one that's really long. It was like, I've maxed out everything else, so might as well try leveling, whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm just like, okay, well, I know what you're doing then.
I don't know what they're doing.
Just put a synopsis as the
I'll
title.
say we're going to mention Berserk here real quick.
Yeah.
We haven't finished the show, but I did buy the comics. God,
Comics.
someone's gonna kill me for all.
Actually, it's a manga.
I bought the manga. The one reason I bought the manga because we will do a standalone like the TV show series talk.
Yeah.
Also,
Yeah.
read the manga and try to. I want to make sure that the disturbingness and all this stuff thrown in
Yeah.
has a payoff.
Yes. Yeah.
Because if it's just there to be there, then I can't support it.
Yeah. Well, I have one thing that I do want to bring up, and that is the whole thing of purpose, because Guts' whole question of, well, his whole conversation with what's her name, Casca, where he tells her, like, you all have a purpose, and I admire you all for that. And I wish I had that. We could have a whole talk on that. What? What?
It had nothing to do with it.
Well, you said, like, analysis, like,
We will do it in a
Yeah.
but I'm talking about. I want to see if it's going to pay off because if I can fervently say that the analysis of the show would still be the same without it,
yeah.
then it doesn't need to be there.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Because no.
What?
It's the same thing with Silent Hill, where a lot of people praise it and all this, and they love that it's got all this disturbing crap in it.
Yeah.
But it's going to have a reason to be there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I agree. Yeah, it needs to have a reason. It can't just be like some nasty showcase and then that's it.
Shall I explain the first page of the Berserk comic?
Comic.
Manga.
No, we haven't made it to the eclipse yet. So
Does he know the first page?
No.
does it start like the anime?
No.
No. Oh, nice. Okay.
It starts with straight up Gus cheeks. First page. And he's in deep.
Yeah, that's okay. All right, enough.
The girl he's in with
Enough.
turns into a demon.
No, okay. It's a Christian podcast. Yeah.
Well, but it gets even better.
She says, "You're trapped." And then he laughs and says, "Nah, you're trapped with me." And then he cuts her in half. That is, I'm not kidding, the first page.
Now, is it when he's already been through what he's been through in the
So if you
like he's lost his eye or whatever
if you
happened?
want to know about the similarities, the part where it does right after that go into the first part where the three dudes are in the anime were torturing, I guess, that waitress.
Mhm.
In the manga, they're not. They've apparently captured some little fairy dude, and they have him on like a spinning wheel where they keep spinning him and throwing knives at him.
Mhm.
So Guts just walks in, gets annoyed, kills all three of them, and then just leaves, and then that fairy dude follows him. That's where I...
Yeah.
Like I told you, apparently he's got that fairy dude with him the entire thing. But yeah. Right now, they do very similar beside at first. Why?
But does it like revert back to where it shows him meeting Griffith?
There yet.
Griffith? Okay. Okay.
Because when it comes to adapting a manga into a show, you can adapt 4 chapters of a manga into like 15 minutes of a show.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
So
Yeah.
it'd probably be like a couple of books in before it even flashes back.
You don't want to talk about Made in Abyss?
There it is.
No, you didn't.
No, it is.
No,
You didn't last week.
It's okay.
Should watch it with your kids.
Oh, I have.
It's not as disturbing as Berserk, I would say.
Yeah.
Because Berserk caught me so off guard, I had to skip through a scene.
Yeah.
I didn't have to do that in Made in Abyss.
Yeah.
But Made in Abyss is pretty bad.
Yeah.
In that regard.
Yeah.
I think the story is pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
Interesting, I guess.
Mhm.
I still want Bondrewd dead.
Yeah, 100%.
If anyone's seen it and they know Bondrewd dies or something like that, leave it to yourself, please. Keep it to yourself. I want to watch it.
When you watch the movie.
Yeah, because apparently the movie takes place at Bondrewd's place, and then the whole next season is Layer 6.
Because I'm pretty sure the game is the show and the movie, so I want to watch the movie and then play the game.
But I think it's decent so far. I think every single adult there needs to be put on a list. And then, yeah, stuff like saying Rika just in that much pain, it just bothered me because she's a child.
Yeah.
And I'm just sitting here like, I hate seeing that. Like, I don't want to see him in pain.
You gotta break her arm and then...
Yeah, you gotta break her. Only then, after all of that crap, does what's her name show up and is like, why'd you do that? You make this so much worse.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Wholesome show.
wholesome show, 100%.
Yes.
There's just a little bit of warnings with it, but I don't think we should talk about that. Nope. Just be warned if you want to watch it.
It doesn't show anything like... Okay, it don't show anything like Berserk did, and I just skipped through that scene.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. What would you say it's as gory as like Invincible?
no.
Yeah, no, it's not like that. But
No, it's a little gory, but
I wouldn't even consider it gory. He does start bleeding.
it's true because you don't even see the dudes. The one when he's getting eaten alive, you don't see anything except for blood.
Oh, yeah.
So it's not really.
yes.
I just find it funny that when you look at the trailer for the game, it's like, come on, a magical adventure. And it just it's all happy, and then about 45 seconds in, the happy music is still playing, but then all of a sudden it just quickly cuts to her just with her head gone or something.
Yeah, head gone, getting trampled to death, getting blasted to death. You're just like, What the heck?
Peak cinema. Yes.
Okay, I'm done.
Oh, nice.
Yes. Yeah, y'all seen that meme of that guy sitting in the chair going like, yeah.
Alrighty, we
Oh,
have any game show?
yeah, I do.
Oh, yeah, he does.
So, The Amazing World of Gumball is getting a reboot.
Oh god.
And it's only on Hulu.
Is it being remade? Is it being remade or is it a reboot?
It's completely new stuff.
Okay, is it made by the same person?
I don't know if they say anything about that.
I will need to find that out.
Because it's only on Hulu.
It's made by Kathleen Kennedy.
So,
Yeah, I'm done.
but it's just the trailer is funny. It was funny that they're in their beds and stuff, and they're just covered in dust. They wake up and they say, "How long were you asleep? We missed school for 7 years."
Yes.
Because it's been 7 years since the last episode.
Yeah, after they killed the
Glitchy dude, I can't know.
the final episode was them fighting the superintendent. Remember?
Oh yeah, yeah, the one that's trying to make them all normal. Is that the one?
Yeah. What are you looking up?
I'm gonna make sure it's the same guy.
It's called the Wacky Weird World of Gumball or something like that.
No, written by a different person.
Oh, that might be.
Oh, never mind. Well, and apparently,
What do you mean, never
the
mind?
writer got promoted to,
You forgot instantly?
yeah, shut up. Executive producer.
Oh, nice. Nice.
So maybe.
Maybe, but stuff like that has been happening with a lot of shows and it's not been turning out great. So,
Why is my foot itching so bad?
yes. So, did you want to talk about Andor?
We're doing an analysis.
That's a biblical analysis. What about your thoughts on
Is okay.
it as a whole?
Remove episodes 1 and 2 of season 2 and it'd be great. Yeah, remove episodes 1 and 2 of season 2. It'll be great.
No. Do it. We need the rock paper. We need the rock paper scissors, guys.
Yeah, you need a rock paper. You ready? Rock.
Yep. That's what they do. I don't know what that is. Like space rock paper scissors.
Rock, paper, scissors.
Yeah.
Rock, paper, scissors.
What was that sound? Must have been the wind.
Yeah. But yeah, we finished Andor most seasons. I personally think I'm honestly wondering if I'm going to consider it a masterpiece because season 1 I think is tight and solid, but it's got some great episodes like that One Way Out and all that.
Yeah.
However, its highs didn't really hit any like high that made me consider it like a masterpiece. Season 2 has dips, especially that first act that has that whole gaggle of idiots that Andor comes across. That is a complete waste of time. It goes nowhere. It's there because if you notice, it was cutting back and forth from them to what's his name? I forgot the commander's name. The old guy that offs himself at the end.
Okay, so it took me forever to find this guy's name this morning.
It's like Petagrass or something. Peta, yeah. Anyway, it cuts back and forth with them, and the whole point of that is to show like the rebels without a leader, and then like the Imperials who actually have order and all that. So that's what it was. That's what it was doing, but the entire thing is a waste. The entire thing with the idiot rebels is a waste of time. It goes nowhere, and all it does is it just keeps Andor away from Bix and all them, so that Bix can run into trouble with the officers. Do you want to talk about that?
Leo Partagas.
Yeah. It cuts back and forth from them, and so it's supposed to show, the rebels without a leader and then the Imperials with a leader and order.
Yeah.
But the rebels without a leader, it wastes time. And you want to talk about what happens with, when all that stuff with Bix?
Bix?
And the officer troubles? The scene.
The scene.
Oh, you're talking about the scene, the scene where she was watching Random Film Talks video
Yes.
and
Shut up, no random films.
decided that she was gonna try to hit somebody with a hammer herself after he said you should try that.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Now there's an actual great
Yeah.
scene.
Well, it's not.
It doesn't show anything.
Yeah, it doesn't actually happen.
Eventually insinuated it. She
Yeah.
straight up says it too.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's a bit dark for Star Wars. Andor is not for let your little like 10 minus 10-year-olds watch it with
You
you.
think with that scene even insinuating that it should have been above 14, or is 14 like where it should?
No, 14's where it should be. Now, if the act was shown, that would be TVMA. But I'm glad the act wasn't shown.
Yeah, I didn't want to see scrawny little man.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah. I mean, I think that stuff needs to be like implied anyway. Like,
yeah.
like maybe it
Yeah.
goes to happen and then it cuts and all that. But what?
It's kind of what I was hitting at with Berserk earlier.
Yeah, yep. But yeah, that created a whole bunch of controversy. The people were saying it's too dark for Star Wars, but may I remind people, Anakin literally slaughters an entire room of children in Revenge of the Sith. So
Yeah, definitely made for kids too.
yeah. But yeah, that first act of season 2, it dips, but it picks right back up in Act 2 of season 2, and then wait, what did I say? It takes a dip in Act 1 of season 2, and then it picks back up in Act 2 of season 2, and then it gets really high in Act 3 with Episode 8. Episode 8 actually became one of my favorites in TV shows because that episode, it was almost like the Red Wedding from Game of Thrones, where I could tell what was going to happen, and I was just waiting for it to happen. And the fact that they followed through with it and didn't pull any punches with it was even more impressive to me.
Mhm.
I really enjoyed that episode. That episode is super high. It has a 9.8 currently on IMDb, and it's one of the few high-rated episodes like that recently that I think actually deserves it. And then the ending, it actually follows through with like consequences, especially for the Imperial characters, and it actually like ends like how it's supposed to end, how it should end, and it goes right into Rogue One.
Yeah.
And you got our boy K2SO.
Yes.
Yes. He's great. He just walks up.
Clear the path for you.
Yes. He just walks up to that one dude, and that dude's like, that Imperial officer's like, are you with us? No. And then he just smacks him.
Yeah, he throws
him, yeah. But yeah, I think it's super solidly written. The character writing is fantastic. The episode with Luthen and the backstory between him and Clea, I thought was phenomenal. I thought that was a fantastic episode.
Poor grandma, though.
Oh yeah, the alien grandma. She was just there.
Clea goes, eh? And then she, and what's her name? Clea. She goes, what?
Well, it's details like that. You don't get details like that in regular media.
No.
Like, the fact they put details like that in was fantastic. But I'm honestly wondering if it's if season 2, despite it having a dip, do you think that its highs and how solidly written Act 2, 3, and 4 is for it forgives Act 1?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm honestly wondering if I can call it if I'm going to call it a masterpiece on that, because it's definitely one of the best shows to come out in a long time. Especially that episode 8. I haven't felt that way watching an episode since like season 1 of Arcane when I watched that. So I highly recommend it. It's fantastic, and it's some of the best, definitely the best Star Wars since the OT, the original trilogy, in my opinion. So. Wait, but what about you? What do you think, though, Chandler?
I think he's good.
Yes.
The reason I'm saying it like that is because I don't want to go in scene by scene right now. That's for the other channel.
Yeah, I'm gonna do an analysis scene by like a episode by episode analysis on. Well, it'll actually be more of like an act by act analysis on Durathia.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've got that coming up. Yeah. What'd you think? What'd you think about episode 8 on that?
Yeah, I thought it was the best episode of the show.
Yeah. I was just wondering.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah. What do you think about the scene where Cyril, what?
Where he, like, choked it? Yeah.
Where he chokes a woman? Yeah. Like, he, well, no, that was,
I got a question for you all.
yeah.
What do you think of Goblin Man in
Oh,
the
gosh.
episode where you get to see...
Listen, you say him for 2 seconds.
You get to show me this. You get to see
We will after this.
the backstory for...
Goblin Man?
No, you get to see the backstory for Luther
Yeah.
Leia, and in that scene, you get 0.2 seconds of the most beautiful creature you've ever seen.
Yes. You have to pause it to see it.
To see this.
I couldn't say anything else. I'm just sitting there, and I'm literally listening to what Luthen's saying, and I just see him go by. And I saw him as he was going off screen, and I was like, oh!
Yeah, we laughed and laughed. That was great. Yeah, but he only walks by for 2 seconds. You gotta pause it to take a good look, gander at him. All right, but before we get into our analysis, the last thing I want to say is that season 2 of Andor is like 3 to 4 seasons condensed into one. So it has 1 year long time jumps in between each act. It does feel rushed in some spots. I do wonder, Chandler, your problem with why they had such a problem with Luthen in the final episode
Yeah.
has to do with that. Maybe it happened in between the act, 3 and 4,
Yeah.
and we were going to see that.
We also saw that the entire council for the rebellion just randomly forms because of the times.
Yeah. However, because the same thing happened with season 2 of Arcane, but however, season 2 of Andor is far better because it is much more efficient in what it focuses on. It focuses on its characters, keeping them consistent, focusing on their setups that lead to they actually explore their setups that make their payoffs like actually make sense and hit, as opposed to having them switch, flip off screen and all that. It actually focuses on what it needs to focus on, and therefore it's very efficient. So things being rushed are not really the problem whenever a story turns out bad. It's how efficiently it uses its time is what makes it turn out bad or good.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was actually a really eye-opening thing with that. So, yeah, anyway, we will now
Take a short break.
take a short break where Joseph is going to tell us a whole bunch, it's going to say a whole bunch of jokes.
Joseph is going to sit down and talk about 150cc Mario Kart while I go get water.
Yes, exactly. But before we do, we want to talk about our sponsor, Squarespace. No, I'm joking.
If you
Well, we actually got our sponsor, BetterHelp. No, I'm joking.
our sponsor is Wendigo. Hit us up anyway.
Yeah. No, our sponsor is actually Raid Shadow Legends. No, I'm joking.
Our sponsor is Gamer Subs, the best energy drink ever.
Yes. So the crazy thing about 200cc Mario Kart is that you can actually outrun the red shells, apparently. Yes. I don't even know if that's true. I just heard Frankie from EFAB talk about that. So we are now going to talk about how the Force is like the Holy Spirit. And
We are not.
no, that is not. That is not. Andor and the Importance of Truth. Andor is a brand spanking new show from Disney Plus that takes place in between. Correct me if I'm wrong, Chandler. It takes place in between the prequels and the OT.
Between episode 3 and 4.
Yeah, and it's a prequel to Rogue One.
Yes.
Yeah. It follows Cassian, the character Cassian Andor, and
I don't even know if it's ironically or unironically, is the most interesting character in Rogue One.
yes, yeah, he's definitely more interesting, and now even more interesting than the main character of Rogue One, which that kind of comes at a cost there. But yeah, here at Restored Geeks, we review, well, not really review, we analyze the themes mostly from different stories from our biblical lens, which means that we are going to take out the themes, or not really all the themes, because like with Andor has a ton of themes in it.
Yeah.
But I'm going to look at one specifically and look at it from a biblical Christian lens. So if that isn't something that you all like, that any of y'all listening like, then this video will not be for you. What we mean by this is that we're not going to like read our own crap into it, or do some goofy things like the Force is like the Holy Spirit or something like that. No,
Wow.
I can't stand it when I see fellow Christians doing it. I understand what they're trying to do. It's well intentioned, but it's misguided. No, what we do is we basically we process the themes from a biblical perspective here. So that's what we're going to do. And Andor has a lot of themes. I mean, it has themes of, oppression from the Empire, like with the rebellion and the people of the different planets and the Empire. Just the oppression from the Empire, revolution from the rebellion, trying to go against them to free themselves from them.
Yeah, there's so many. You can even talk about one of the characters, Luthen.
Yeah.
You could have an entire analysis over at what point is sacrifice too much sacrifice for your rebellion.
Exactly. Yeah, absolutely. That's what I like about it too, because Andor plays in the what's called the morally gray. What that basically means is that it's complex and how it deals with morality. There are characters that are obviously evil, but they also have good to them. And some of the good characters also have like bad to them, where they do both good and bad things. Which, for me personally, that's one of my favorite kinds of stories, because that's how we as humans are. Like, we as humans are a mix of good and bad. And the Bible even tells us that we're sinners.
Yeah.
All of us have sinned and we have fallen short of God. And only those of us that have accepted Christ are saints in that sense. But we're still sinners in this world. But we can still do good because we're made in God's image. When people do good, the Bible basically explains that that's the Holy Spirit like moving through them, and them being made in the image of God.
Yeah.
They still have God's law written on their hearts, even if they don't believe it, and they still can do good. Anyway, that's one of the reasons why I like morally gray stories like that, because that's how it's the most kind of like realistic kind of storytelling, and it's how we as humans are. That's why that's some of my favorite. And Andor is personally one of my favorite Star Wars pieces of media because of that. I know some people probably like the original trilogy still more because it's just legendary and all that, but and I still respect it but like I said, I like the morally gray kind of, the more morally complex kind of stories.
That's why I like the show, because there's not much of that in Star Wars. The original Star Wars and even the prequels all were evil versus good. Sith versus...
Yeah, and those aren't bad. Those can be good. Like, Lord of the Rings is like that, too. And Lord of the Rings is, legendary. But, yeah, these, I like, because these more morally complex, it can spark endless conversation, like hours of conversation, just talking about morality and all that. Like, the main character, Andor, he's ultimately good, but he does bad. Like, the show starts right off with him killing two Imperial officers, and then running away, and then trying to hide himself. And you could have a talk about that whole, like, he tries to hide himself from that. The rebellion happens to him, and he doesn't want to have anything to do with it, but he ultimately, like, decides that it's actually a good cause and he wants to do it.
The only reason he goes with Luthen at the beginning is he had no other way out.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And then you have that prison arc, and that's when he realizes, like,
Bro was just walking on the beach 6 years ago.
Yeah.
There you walk on the beach.
Well, they had correct me if I'm wrong, didn't they have a KS unit, like, grab him during that scene?
It was a regular stormtrooper.
I thought a droid, like, grabbed him and put him up against the wall before that.
I don't know, he may have, but the stormtrooper comes up to him and he's like, "Why are you sweating?" And he's like, "Because it's hot." And he's like, "Or you're running, you webble scum." He just takes him to the girl, and then
it's a bit silly.
they don't even get a trial. The girl's like, "What's the charge?" And he said, "Abating and helping a rebel alliance."
Yeah, it's 6 years.
And she goes, "Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. This must be bad for you." He's like, "I'm just a tourist."
Yeah,
Well, then I'm sorry. It used to be 6 months, but now it's 6 years.
yeah, yeah. It's a bit silly. Apparently, it's supposed to show like how the Empire uses slave labor to do stuff.
Well,
but-
it actually does show that because it
Yeah.
turns out the panels that they were making were used to craft the Death Star.
Yeah, yeah. Yep. And, but yeah, the big thing that I want to look at here is, like I said, the importance of truth, because Mon Mothma's speech, which I forgot to bring up, and because I wanted to read out her speech.
Yeah, this is the bit what the analysis is on.
Yes.
Her speech.
Her speech in episode 9 of season 2. Yeah.
Was it 9 or 10?
It was 9, because 10 is all about Luthen.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
But yeah, Mon Mothma is a character. She is like my second favorite, right underneath Luthen. Luthen is my number one favorite in the show. Her entire thing is that she is, and correct me on things I may be wrong in. She's a Senate. I forgot what the
She was a senator.
yeah.
Senators are the leaders of the planets. Like the Empire, and before the Empire, the Republic had a bunch of planets,
Yeah.
and they needed a representative for each. That's what the senator is. They're basically the leader of an entire planet.
Yeah.
I forgot what planet she's from.
Yeah, I forgot too. But yeah, she does not like the Empire either. She's seen the corruption in it. She hates it, and she wants to. She doesn't necessarily know exactly what the rebellion is, but she wants to.
She was willing to help.
Yeah, she's willing to help. Yeah,
she was willing to help, and she was trying to help Luthen because her family had like immense wealth.
Yeah,
that she wanted that she could tap into.
Yeah,
and she started getting spied on and all
Mm-hmm.
that. And this is just building up towards this.
Yes. Yeah.
And then Luthen. And by the way, if you don't want spoilers, you should have been gone.
Yeah, we forgot to give a spoiler warning. Spoiler warning for the entire series.
Flash one up.
Yeah.
Beforehand.
Yeah.
But, and then Luthen plans a strike where they ended up attacking a Imperial vault.
Yes.
And getting money. And after that, from that point on, Mothma's been kind of afraid of him because she sees him as, she doesn't know what the rebellion is, but she definitely sees this dangerous man who will do anything.
Yes, exactly.
He wants. So.
Yeah. Yeah, and so the entire story builds up to episode 8, and it explodes in episode 8 where they're on the planet Gorman.
Yeah.
And you have all the Gorman people, and they have been lied to that they're allowed to go have a strike in front of a Imperial building. And the whole galaxy is going to be watching them. The press is there, all that. And they're there having their strike. But behind the scenes the entire time, it was a setup that the Imperial people were going to plan Is insurrection the correct term to use? No, that's not the correct term.
Insurrection would be the rebellion.
Yeah, because they had an Imperial officer on standby who was a sniper to snipe one of their Imperial officers.
It's not an insurrection, but that was just straight up scumbaggery right there.
Yeah, that was they're evil.
Shot one of their own officers just to make the rest of them around them that didn't know what was going on think that they got shot at.
Yeah.
So then a war breaks out. They just start slaughtering everyone in the square. And here's what's wild. They killed the reporters.
Yeah, exactly.
They shot everyone.
Yeah. So yeah, the Gorman massacre happens, and all that goes on, and then there's a senator meeting in episode 9 of season 2 after that, where the Empire flipped that narrative about the Gorman massacre, that it was the Gormans that started it.
Yeah.
And that they are bad. They're people that deserved it, basically. Yeah. So you have all the other senators there essentially going by that narrative. And then you have Bale. I forgot what his first name was. But he's from the prequels.
Yeah, he's, if you don't know, he is the guy that picks up Yoda after he fights with
Yeah.
Palpatine and then jumps out of the...
Yeah. He gives kind of like this vague speech where he's kind of setting the stage for Mon Mothma.
And then he, like, invokes some Senate rule that he's allowed to give his speech time to someone else.
Yeah. And so Mon Mothma comes up and she has her speech, and her speech goes... Her speech goes, "Fellow senators, friends, colleagues, allies, adversaries, I stand before you this morning with a heavy heart. I've spent my life in this chamber. I came here as a child, and as I look around, I realize I have almost no memories that predate my arrival, and few bonds of affection that cleave so tightly. Though these many years, I believe I have served my constitutes honorably and upheld our code of conduct. This chamber is a cauldron of opinions, and we've certainly all had our patience and tempers tested in pursuit of our ideals. Disagree as we might, I am hopeful that those of you who come to know me will vouch for my credibility in these days to come. I stand this morning with a difficult message. I believe we are in crisis. The distance between what is said and what is known to be true has become an abyss. Of all the things at risk, the loss of an objective reality is perhaps the most dangerous. The death of truth is the ultimate victory of evil. When truth leaves us, when we let it slip away, when it is ripped from our hands, we become vulnerable to the appetite of whatever monster screams the loudest. This chamber's hold on the truth was finally lost on the Gorman Plaza. What took place yesterday, what happened yesterday on Gorman was unprovoked genocide. Yes, genocide. And that truth has been exiled from this chamber. And the monster screaming the loudest, the monster we've helped create, the monster who will come from us all soon enough, is Emperor Palpatine." Yeah, that's her speech that she gives. And that's really stuck out to me a lot, especially the line about the loss of an objective reality is perhaps the most dangerous. The death of truth is the ultimate victory of evil. And that is something that we as Christians are called to go by, always, no matter what the cost. Because we as Christians, we believe in objective truth, and we believe that Christ is the truth.
Yeah.
And God's standard of how he created the universe, that is the truth. And from that, all of us as humans, we are all made in his image, and we all have a dignity that he gives to us. It's a dignity that we cannot give to ourselves or each other. It's a dignity that is ingrained to us from God. But yeah, there are times in history where places of power, governments, monarchies,
You do know that everything on the Empire was designed after the Nazis.
Yes, well, I'm getting there, yeah.
Okay.
There are times where places of power, governments, monarchies, all that, even like down to the smaller things like, corporations and all that, can really not care about about the dignity that we as humans all have from God. And they can do like what the Empire does, and commit atrocities like that and spin the truth. And the popular consensus ends up taking that truth, this lie, this messed up truth, and running with it. There are times where it can take one person like what Mon Mothma does, because you see her struggle with the realization that her giving this speech is going to have a cost to it.
Oh yeah.
She's not going to be a senator anymore. They're probably going to try and arrest her. That's what they try to do. And Andor has to like escort her out and take her to I forgot the name of the planet that they take her to. I need
It's the same one when they rock, paper, scissors.
Yeah, it's that same planet. But yeah, they take her away so that she can be a part of the rebellion and be safe. He
takes her to the apartment.
Yeah.
And he's told to go somewhere else, and they take her to that place.
Yeah. And
it's mostly because they just don't like him or Luthen.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and yeah, so you see Mon Mothma struggle with that, and she goes through with it anyway. And it ends up like making a ripple effect within influencing more of the rebellion and all that. There are times where especially we as Christians, some of us may have to do that. do something similar like that when it comes to like being in places where stuff gets very corrupted. Have y'all heard of Dietrich Bonhoeffer? He was a Christian. If I'm not mistaken, he was also a fellow Lutheran, because we're Lutherans here. Over in Germany during World War II, when the Nazi regime, the Third Reich was going on, and the whole propaganda of all the Jewish people being, terrible people, and all that was going on. He actually he was a pastor of a church, if I'm not mistaken, and he actually made a stand against the Nazis, the whole Third Reich thing, and he ended up getting arrested. If I'm not mistaken, he ended up getting tortured and all that, and it didn't end well for him. But him standing against them had a ripple effect, and God definitely used that. He ended up writing a book while he was in prison called The Cost of Discipleship. And that entire book is about how, like, sometimes Christians, like being a Christian, especially, like, we are people that are supposed to be of the truth the most out of anybody on this planet. Sometimes when we're up against, like, really, really grievous evil like that, it's going to come at a cost, but it'll create a ripple effect. And even like, our thing is not to, like, save our own selves for our own comfort. It's to help be perpetuators of God's truth, and help hopefully make the next generations better.
Yeah.
Even if we die doing so. So that yeah. What are you going to say?
And it's not even her speech that brings that same thing to question.
Yeah.
Because even Luthen says this multiple times, that he's fighting for a brighter tomorrow that he will never see.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. We could have a whole talk on that too, because Luthen ends up sacrificing himself to it, and then that Cleo woman, she goes and finishes it, because she knows that if they keep him alive and they try to get stuff from him,
Yeah, they definitely would have done things to him, but luckily Idjit got thrown in jail beforehand. Anyways.
Yeah, Dedra, yeah.
Satan himself, walking in female body.
yeah, she was evil.
She's evil.
Yeah. No, she got what she deserved on that at the end.
Oh. Like the older guy that killed himself, he wasn't actually that bad.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, I'd too take the bullet, then go tell Vader that I failed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like all throughout especially the Old Testament, you had the prophets that when Israel was, well, not just Israel, but you had times where Israel had like evil kings and queens and all that.
Yeah.
And the prophets were called to speak out against them. And most of them ended up getting thrown in jail and just died in prison. Or some of them even got killed. But we are reading their words now, and their words have impact on us now through God, which is God's word in that.
Yeah.
And then there were times where God allowed Israel to be underneath the rule of oppressive nations like Babylon and Chaldeans. I forgot exactly what that one. Well, the other one's names were, but the reason why God allowed that to happen was because he told them in the Old Testament, if you follow me, all will go well for you. They didn't. And so he was like, all right, fine, this is your punishment.
Mm-hmm.
However, he promises that if they would turn to him, that he would save them. And so he sends, during those times, he sends prophets to Israel. And those prophets like, they do a balance of both saying, like, repent of your ways, Israel, and turn to God. And if you do, he will, this oppression will not last long. He will save you from them. Now, in the New Testament, our ultimate promise is that we will go to heaven. So there is no, like, promise that if you do right, everything will go well for you, well for us.
We had, this is just going to be kind of a circumstantial thing.
Yeah.
We did actually have that exact talk in our church today.
Yeah.
with the pastor's.
Yeah, I actually thought about that as I was.
The pastor's speech or sermon was literally just titled, "I never promised you a rose garden."
Yeah.
Now that Jesus didn't say that,
Yeah.
but he heavily implies that.
Yeah.
When you read.
Yeah.
The New Testament.
Yeah. And some of those prophets, like I think Jeremiah is, Isaiah was one of the prophets that got sent to tell Israel, like, to repent, or the God's going to punish them. And then that ends up happening, and then you have prophets like Jeremiah who were sent to tell Israel while they were under the rule of the Babylonians, to repent and follow God and to trust God in these circumstances and all that it won't last forever. Nowadays, God doesn't promise that we will be prosperous like that, but he promises heaven to us through Christ, through Jesus, because he died on the cross for our sins. And that should be our main motivator to, if we find ourselves in situations like Dietrich Bonhoeffer during the Third Reich in Germany, or Mon Mothma with the Empire, it should encourage us to take a stand on that, no matter what happens, no matter what the cost.
Yeah.
I mean, Jesus himself even says, like, there's a cost to being a disciple to him. Now, obviously, that does not mean that we have to go out and constantly, live a life of masochistic asceticism where we just...
And you don't also need to go seeking out Christ.
We don't seek this stuff out, but when we find ourselves in this situation that's completely out of our hands, being the ones to actually stand on truth we as Christians are called to be the first and foremost of that. Not fall right in line with it. And this goes for either side. We're not really political on this. We're going to try not to be political on this channel, but this goes for either side. Like, I think that we should speak out against the flaws and even evils of both the right and the left of politics. I don't think that means that we jump into one side just to fight the other one. No, we should be the ones that stand on what is actually true.
We could have a whole other analysis talking about how Lutheran kind of jumped on one side to fight the other.
That's what I like about Andor, too, is you have the complex system of the rebellion. They're not all a homogenized group.
Yeah.
They each have their own ideals of how it should go. And they clash on that.
Yeah.
I like that. That's really good storytelling. That's what I really got out of that. And that's what I think, this analysis from a biblical perspective that I wanted to do on Andor, since it's, brand new and, it just wrapped up and it's really good. And, that's what really hit me when I heard, especially Mon Mothma's speech. And it made me really think about that and kind of process all that from my biblical, lens, process that entire theme that way. So, but that's our analysis from a biblical perspective on that particular thing of Andor. Andor's got a lot of themes to it, but that we could sit here for hours if we want to talking about the themes into it, because it's a dense, complex show. But that's the one thing that I really wanted to focus on for this. So yeah. Anyway, if you like the video, make sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you really like what we do, want to support us more. It'll help us out greatly. Thank y'all for watching or listening. We love y'all. God bless y'all, and we will see you all next time. And for the people listening to the podcast, thank y'all. We love y'all. God bless y'all, and we will see you all next time.
If you made it this far.
Yes, especially if you made it this far. We'll see you all next time. Peace.